Hi friends, it's Tuesday, September 30th, 2014. Lynn and Jamie continuing our assignment. In asking for instructions for today's session, it was highlighted that our universe, of which we are an atom in the body of a universe, who we have come to know as free will, a young man, a lovely young man, who died at the age of roughly 16 or 17 in universe years of lung cancer after never having smoked. That universe, free will, is also an atom in the body of a larger universe. And to look bigger, not smaller, in terms of how we can be of service. So we are showing up today to be of service, to help the larger universe, that universe of which free will was an atom, to come into alignment with her soul plan, to heal whatever the misalignments represent in such a way as to align with her soul plan and trigger the awakening whose time has come. Now it begins. Now noticing the higher soul of this universe who's like an overweight, slovenly woman who's a video game addict. She's a lazy fantasy addict, unfortunately. Now the higher soul is not that way. The higher soul is actually beautiful.
Great. Yeah.
But the physical presence of this universe is a lazy fantasy addict. So I feel like I am that obese woman, and I've got like a headset. Right. A headset that plays fantasy games.
Yeah.
Like virtual reality.
Right.
And I almost just sit here, and it's like by moving my head and tilting it certain ways, I'm making the movie happen.
Right.
I almost don't have to move.
Almost no movement necessary, just tiny little tilts.
And eye twitches, maybe nose twitches, I can't quite tell what. It's very minute. We're almost just a lump.
Yes.
Congealed lump. And I have my bowl of Cheetos, just junk food.
Junk. Yeah.
Just absolute junk. Garbage. And I'm just kind of like mindlessly shoveling it in.
Yeah.
While doing these very slight head motions. And in my head now, though, I'm like some fantasy princess, and it's
I'm
like,
a warrior princess.
Yes. And I'm saving the world and doing wonderful things. But it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. In reality, I'm slovenly. I don't look clean. It looks like I haven't washed my hair in a long time. It's just
wearing these sweats for days.
And there are Cheeto crumbs all over everywhere. And there's like, looks like rats crawling around my recliner.
Yeah.
It's filthy. I'm living like a pig. How may we be of service? We are part of this, so first acknowledge. We are atoms in the atoms of this universe.
That's true.
We are part of this, and we have the right and the responsibility to do something about it, so we can start to stretch longer. This is not what we were born to do. None of us were born to play fantasy games. We were all born with soul contracts. She was too.
Yes, seeing her sitting. This house is filthy.
It's filthy and disgusting, and it smells horrible. It looks horrible.
And she has convinced herself that it's okay.
That doesn't matter.
Right. She's made up this fantasy that the fantasy is what matters, and that what's really happening doesn't matter. She's got it all twisted.
I see a scene from her childhood, and she looks to be maybe 3, 4, and she's extremely willful, and she's throwing a tantrum, and her mother, who looks like a nice but ineffective person.
Right, wimpy. It just is just letting her have her way, saying, oh well, I won't fight this battle today, basically. Right.
This child has perhaps a rage disorder.
That could be.
Perhaps a rage disorder, and therefore is extremely difficult to deal with. And the mother just decides to let
it happen.
Let the child have her way, I guess wishful thinking is occurring.
Right.
She's thinking she'll grow out. She's hoping, she's wishing she would grow out of it. She doesn't think she'd grow out of it. She doesn't hope she's growing out of it. She's wishing.
That's true.
And now the time is passing, and this girl is now maybe 8 years old, and she's at school, and she's
already
have
overweight,
any friends, and she's overweight, and she acts out, and she's unpleasant to be around.
Mean.
And she's mean.
A mean kid.
She's a mean kid, and she's overweight, and has no friends. No one wants to have anything to do with her. Inside, she's just suffering. No one acts like that who isn't suffering deeply. She's suffering deeply, but she isn't making good choices, and the people around her are wussing out rather than confronting her. And I see her now, she's maybe 16, 17, 16, and she's a horrible person by then.
Just awful to be around.
Awful, and angry.
And hurtful.
Hurtful to everyone.
Everyone.
And no one wants to have anything to do with her, and it seems like she's roughly this age when she discovers the virtual reality.
Video games, yeah.
Like I see her outside a store window, kind of, looking at it and going, oh,
whoa. And she can create this warrior princess character.
Yes. And she's good at the video game.
She picks them up quickly.
Yeah, she's good at it. And it eats her life. Like I don't see her continuing on in school.
No, it eats her whole life. It's like she just boards herself up in her room.
How may we be of service? She doesn't want to deal with... She sees that she's got a big problem. She knows she has a big problem. Objectively...
Right.
Any objective observer can see she has a big problem.
That's true.
And she doesn't want to deal with it. So we are atoms of her atoms, right?
That's true.
So this is a background for all of us, right?
That's true.
Background for all of us, that we have a rage disorder and that we're lazy.
We don't want to confront reality.
We don't want to confront reality. We want to pretend that we get to make up what's real.
Right.
That isn't it. What's real is what's real. Our only choice is how mindfully do we wish to engage with it? How effectively do we wish to engage with it? How fully do we wish to engage with it?
That's true.
So who among us doesn't fall prey to wishful thinking? Who among us doesn't want to avoid unpleasant realities? Who among us doesn't want to take the easy way out? This is how it is for all of us, really.
That's true.
This is how it is for us. So owning it, really owning it. Wanting to pretend that we can avoid our issues, our problems, and that they will go away with no effort on our part.
No, they'll just go away.
That's right, and we can just live in a fantasy world. That is not how it works. Look how short her pillar is. It's almost pancake short. It's almost pancake short. So let's just merge and then stretch. Longer, 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 longer. Man, it just shrinks right back down.
She does not want to... She's super resistant. It's like she's kicking and throwing Cheetos.
She is throwing Cheetos. Longer, 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 longer. We don't give in to tantrums.
No.
Is she going to get better with a short pillar like that?
No.
Is she ever going to get better with a short pillar like that?
No.
Is there any way around her pillar lengthening if healing is the goal?
No.
If healing is the goal, does her pillar have to lengthen?
That's true.
Okay, so we're not going to give in to tantrums, right?
Right.
We have the right and the responsibility to tend the energy of this universe of universes. This is impacting billions upon billions upon billions of sentient beings, right?
Right.
The higher soul is actually lovely.
Yeah, really great.
Yeah. And kind of at her wit's end.
Yeah.
You know? But we can invite her in. She has to be invited in But we can invite her in. We're atoms of the atoms. Please come in. Please come in.
It feels like the inside of the pillar of the universe of universes is just so gross.
Filthy. It's solid. It's just solidly clogged with poop, with lies.
No wonder she feels so bad.
Well, but many of them are lies of her own making.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them are lies that she packed in herself.
What was her soul trying to learn?
It feels like some kind of self-regulation or...
Self-regulation. Self-regulation. How to self-regulate.
Right.
To move the regulation from external discipline to internal discipline. Oh, to learn discipline.
To learn discipline.
Self-discipline. Well then, who among us doesn't lack self-discipline? Well, this is a problem for all of us. Me too, me too, me too. And asking for light beings to draw this up for all of us, drawing up the self-indulgence, the crazy self-indulgence. We have the right to get this pillar long, and the responsibility. This is our garden to tend. This is our universe's universe. No one else seems to be doing anything about this.
That's true.
It's for all of us to do individually, right?
Right.
Triggering the awakening isn't going to happen at the level of our universe because he died.
That's true.
Right? And so we have to look bigger, not smaller, right?
That's true.
So this is the next step up, right? Not working very well.
No, not very well. It's clogged. It's short.
The braces are too flimsy to hold it in place.
Right, it's like they just snap.
They can't hold it. Asking her guides, what do we do? That seems to be what they're working on, actually. That seems to be what they're cooking up in their kitchen. I see a kitchen scene, and they're cooking something. They're cooking up a severe illness. Chef hats. Yeah, with big. I see the chef hats too.
Severe illness.
Severe illness, where she's just boom in the hospital for a really long period of time. Huh? That's a plan.
That's a plan.
All right. Is there anything else we can do right now? Because this isn't working. Trying to just stretch it isn't working. There's nothing to hold it in place. There's no structure.
And the truth isn't getting...
She doesn't want to hear the truth. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the truth. Her guides are cooking up a severe illness. These are the consequences of living that kind of lifestyle. She's living in filth.
It's really gross.
And then she's in the hospital, and they just won't let her play her virtual reality games.
Yeah.
But she could have, of course, choose a bad attitude.
That's true.
So far, that's been her choice in this life. She's consistently chosen a bad attitude. This is where we get. This is where the bad attitude road leads us.
That is true. And emissions.
Well, like a lifetime. Like she hasn't lived her life. She's omitted her life. All she's done is play virtual reality games.
Right, it feels like lifting elephants.